Good afternoon. I'm 13 WMAZ meteorologist Alex Forbes. We are in the process of tracking a severe thunderstorm warning now and a tornado warning just to our south. You can see the tornado warning here. This is Turner, Worth County. We're watching that little rotation that has the threat of moving into Crisp and Wilcox counties here in the next little bit. But we're also watching some rotation now in Wilcox County that is moving towards the Rochelle area. As of now, it has a severe thunderstorm warning on it with the threat for a tornado possible. I'll show you why I'm concerned about it. You can see those red and green values right in there. A little broad at the moment, but it is possible that the National Weather Service does pull the trigger on a tornado warning for Rochelle County regardless. And there's another new scan there. So we're going to wait to get some confirmation from the Weather Service for our production team. If you can hear me, I would be on standby because I have a feeling that we are about to go on. Because that is some very tight rotation there near the Rochelle area. And moving toward Rochelle. So you can see the reds and the greens coming together. This is moving towards the northeast at about 45 miles an hour. Let me draw this into the area now. And there we go with Rochelle, 421. Abbeville, about 433. Kramer, 426. Copeland, 438. Rhine, about 441. Again, broad rotation at the moment, but it looks like it's strengthening and tightening. Part of the reason why we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of Wilcox County, again, with that threat for a tornado. Let me check in with the Weather Service and see what their plans are. The storm structure also looking a bit better than it had been earlier in the afternoon. So two areas of rotation that we're watching, one near Rochelle that does not have a tornado warning on it, rather a severe thunderstorm warning, and then this storm down near Ashburn, that is moving towards Crisp and Wilcox counties, and that has a active tornado warning on it. The rotation looked a little bit better down towards the Albany area, a little weaker now coming across Interstate 75, but Wilcox County has me very concerned for the threat of a tornado. Again, not an official tornado warning, but if you're in the city of Rochelle right now, I would be treating this as if it were a tornado warning. The rotation itself right along Georgia Highway 159 from Double Run up towards Pitts in that area. Let's see if I can get a few more roads in here. So this would be Christian Home Road, 8th Street, Cleveland Avenue, Old Cordial Road, Amico Road, Reed's Crossing Road, County Road 46, and then this is getting in towards Rochelle now. So Gordon Street, 2nd Avenue, Railroad Avenue, Georgia Highway, that looks like 112, County Farm Road, Grady Street, Morningside Road, 112 all the way through Rochelle. That would be the area that this is headed towards. And in fact, let me look up here on the radar. So what I'm going to do is look up further in the sky and see that the rotation is very much stacked. So what that means is it's not just rotating the lower levels, it's rotating throughout the storm, which is a bit more concerning as well. So we will see what the Weather Service does. Again, broad at the moment, we're talking about a rotation that's several miles wide. I can show you just how wide it is. And you can see it there, so about 5 miles wide. So this is not tight, but it's getting relatively strong. I can show you just how strong it is. Let me pop off the warning really fast, and if I click right into there, you can see about 50-mile-an-hour winds, gate-to-gate shears at about 80 miles an hour. Again, broad, but still there, 74 miles an hour, so you can see a pretty intense storm. Again, if I'm in the Rochelle area, I'm treating this like a tornado warning because the rotation is present. I don't think we have a tornado on the ground by any stretch of the imagination, but the threat is very much prevalent. And it's a little interesting there. Some dropping of the correlation coefficient values with this storm. So it's possible, let me check in on some of the hail size. Yeah, we might have some small hail on this. That's what that looks like, as no signs of debris at the moment. But again, severe thunderstorm warning with the threat of a tornado possible for Rochelle. A quick update on the storm down in Turner and Worth counties. That tornado warning has been allowed to expire, but this is a different area of rotation that we're tracking in parts of Wilcox County. So the tornado warning was on this area of rotation here that has since weakened, but I'm watching this one up towards the Rochelle area that looks like it's trying to get its act together. And so that is the case for now. As of now, the severe thunderstorm warning runs until 4:30, so the next 15 minutes or so, and is going to continue to the north and to the east, approaching the Rochelle area between Pitts and Rochelle right now. and then moving towards the Abbeville area. So while we have time, while we don't have a tornado warning out, let me update you on the tornado watch that is in effect for the southern half of central Georgia. So from Macon, Peach, Houston, Twiggs, Wilkinson, and Johnson counties south. So this includes Warner Robins, Perry, Cordele, Unadilla, Hawkinsville, Cochran, Eastman, Dublin, Soperton, Vidalia, McRae, all of those areas in a tornado watch until 9 p.m. tonight as we watch this line of storms move through. The reason why Macon, Roberta, Butler, this area to the north is not included because the storms here are moving in a general motion like that, and we have a temperature boundary right there that the storms are kind of riding along, but cuts off the northern part of our area from a severe weather risk. So we're watching all of these storms. Several of them have been rotating through the afternoon hours. Meteorologists Courtney Jacobazzi, Taylor Stephenson were here earlier today. They were watching it. And so now we have this active severe thunderstorm warning for Crisp and Wilcox counties. Again, we'll see what the Weather Service does with this. Something else I'm noticing is a big uptick in lightning in the Wilcox County area. So let's see. Here, just kind of checking in on all the products again. Everything that we've been looking at is still there. And we'll see what they do with this. As of now, it looks like the storm is still broadly rotating. Let's take a look at it in 3D. Here we go now into Wilcox County. So this is tilting it up, and I'm looking at some of the rotation in here and where the reds and greens come together. Let me take this full so you can kind of see what I'm looking at here. I'm looking for anything that would resemblance any type of rotation close to the ground, and I'm seeing a little bit. Let's see, well, let me zoom in. I don't think so, but let me show you what stands out. You see a little bit of red hiding down right in there. That's a little concerning, but then also how this is stacked here, green, red, green, with a little notch in there. That is a little concerning as well. So what we would watch for is this red right in here to find its way towards the ground, and that is how we would figure out what's going on and potentially, you know, have a bigger situation on our hands than we are right now. So again, if you're watching us from Macon, Warner Robins, hearing rain and thunder right now, seeing rain and thunder right now, that is not a severe thunderstorm warning. This is down to the south. This is Crisp in Wilcox counties, and really the threat for the severe storm, I think, is more so in Wilcox County than Crisp County at the moment. Still heavy rain and some lightning there, but we're watching this area towards the Rochelle area. And again, if I'm you in Rochelle, I'm thinking now's the time to head to my tornado safe place. So as of now, they're continuing the severe thunderstorm warning. They're not going to transition it to a tornado warning. Hail, small hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, moving towards the northeast, still at 45 miles an hour. So that's an interesting note. And something else that's interesting is that you notice the greens and the reds are kind of forming an S shape here. So watch this now. If I go like that, right? Oh, not the 8, but like that. I don't know why it's connecting. Hold on. I'll just hold it there. So like that, then you get a little bit more of a natural twisting motion there. So we would be watching in this area right in there, and then maybe this area right in here now for some rotation moving into the Rochelle area. So like I said, not a tornado warning, but this right here does concern me. Moving in toward downtown Rochelle. So this is Georgia Highway 112 right here, right? That runs like that. And then let's see what is up with this. That's it. No clothesline. Okay. So there's 112 right there. This would be Georgia Highway 233 running out of Rochelle, out of Wilcox County. This is 215 down in here, and this is where the rotation is. So as of now, this is just to the northeast of Rochelle. So if I draw a box like this, we can go see some roads. Go in a little more. So there's 112. So this would be right near Amica Road, Futch Road, moving towards Marigold Road, Morningside Road, Shady Grove Road, Harvey Road, Connor Road. Again, this is going up 233 now towards Folsom Creek Road, Matthews Road. That is the general direction that this is moving in, eventually towards the Abbeville area. So Cannonville Road going toward Abbeville, I think, would be in the threat of this, not necessarily Abbeville itself, just to the north of Abbeville, it looks like. So let me draw another track on here, northeast at 45. So Abbeville would be right there on the cusp. It'd be 435 if it were to make it to Abbeville, but what I think the most likely scenario is that the rotation moves along a line like that into Dodge County. I think the downtown area, Abbeville, would not be in the threat of that, but something we will continue to watch. Let me check in on the reflectivity. See the structure of the storm, still very concerning. A lot of lightning in that area. Check in on some of the lightning. We have seen probably right around 57, I was going to say 60, lightning strikes within the past 10 minutes in this area. And something else I'm noticing, lightning out ahead of this. See that lightning strike there near Abbeville. So if you are outside in Wilcox County, southern Dodge County, I'd be headed inside right now because we're seeing lightning out ahead of the storm, which tells me that the storm is here, right? But as you move up in the atmosphere, the storm is tilted toward the east because that's how you get the lightning strike. You get it from the top of the cloud out ahead of the storm. And that is indicative of really the environment that we are dealing with today. We have a lot of what's called shear across the region. That's the change of wind, speed, and direction with height. So at the surface, we've got winds coming out of the south and the southwest, but we've got the system moving in from the west. So it makes sense that the top of the storms are sheared this way. But that also creates the environment that we have now that induces a tornado risk because you get the twisting of the winds with height. That's how you help essentially build the tornado risk, if that makes sense. It's an ingredient for the tornado risk. That's probably a better way to put it. So that is what we are watching. So I suspect we're either going to see a continuation of the severe thunderstorm warning, or we will see a tornado warning issued, potentially for Wilcox and Dodge counties now. This warning is set to expire in the next 20 minutes, but it looks like the threatening part of the storm is moving out of the warning box, so they've got to do something to the lines of it and figure out what they want to do with that. So again, in Rochelle, I'm taking some precautions right now, as that is very concerning. The reds and the greens coming together there near Rochelle. This is to the north of downtown. This would be in the vicinity of the 112-223 intersection, right near Shady Grove Road. Okay, so that is the most impressive scan we've seen now. We will see if we get a warning on this. You see, so something I just want to point out, you see these really high values right here. Let me query those so that you can see why I'm concerned. If I click on that orange right there, that's measuring 78 mile an hour gate to gate shear. This bright blue right here, that's 100 mile an hour gate to gate shear. So again, Wilcox County, north of Rochelle, right along Highway 112 is where I'm most concerned right now, as this area of rotation begins to move up and along 233 and toward Harvey Road, Folsom Creek Road, up towards Keene Road and Cannonville Road. If you're hearing these road names, you know that you're close to them. I'm treating this like a tornado warning, and I'm headed to my tornado safe place because that is tightening rotation right there, just north of Rochelle. So if you're south of Rochelle, say near the Owensboro area, down towards Double Run, Rebecca, Seabee, not a significant threat for you at the moment. I don't think it will be in the next little bit. We do have this remnant rotation down in here that we're watching, but the greatest threat right now, I think, just north of the Rochelle area, and probably going to move just to the north of Abbeville. So let's start talking about Abbeville. The city itself, I would say, not a bad idea to go to your tornado safe place, but it's not necessary at the moment. But if you are north of Abbeville, along Cannonville Road, along Flowing Well Road, let me see if I can get a road name here to pop up, and it does not want to. Hunters Loop Road, Poor Robin Road. I would be thinking about where your tornado safe place is right now and finding your way there shortly. Tripp Road, Primrose Lane, Doe Run Road, Connor Road, again, Cannonville Road. It looks like this is going to cross the Cannonville Road area between Keene Road and Folsom Creek Road as of now. And we'll see what they do. So we're going to continue with the new severe thunderstorm warning now with the threat for the tornado possible. This is going to be Pulaski, Dodge, and Wilcox County. So we've been talking about Wilcox County, but thinking down the road now in Eastman. Severe thunderstorm warning with the threat of tornado possible. Also other areas in Dodge County, right along up Georgia 87, along Georgia 230, 117, towards Godwinsville included in the warning, Chauncey included in the warning. And this is what's concerning me right now is this rotation here just north of Rochelle. And it's that bend in it that really is concerning. Right in here, you get these higher values. And that beeping for a team in production is that new severe thunderstorm warning. That's what that is. So again, continuing its motion towards the northeast at 45 miles an hour. So let's put a track on this now. Moving towards Dodge County. So let's start talking about Dodge County. Here we go northeast at 45. Eastman, 454. Let me zoom this in and see if I can get a few more populated areas to come up. So here we go here. 45. So yep, 453 in Eastman. I can't get any more communities to pop up. But so now we're talking about portions of northeastern Wilcox County and western Dodge County for this threat of a severe thunderstorm with the tag of a tornado being possible as well. Something else I want to note, not going to be giving an all clear for Wilcox County soon because we do have this remnant rotation in southeastern Crisp County now that's going to be coming into southern Wilcox County. This had a tornado warning on it back down near Albany. That has since been canceled, but we are watching it still because the remnants are still there and it could tighten back up if it decides to do so. But as of now, the most concerning part is, the most concerning rotation is near Rochelle. Now, just to the east of Rochelle, northeast of Rochelle, so Rochelle to Abbeville here, I'm watching right in here for that. So we're talking about areas east of Georgia 233, headed towards, I believe this is the Ocmulgee River, that is the county line between Dodge and Wilcox counties. I'm actually fairly confident of that. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure it's the Ocmulgee River. So moving toward Abbeville, just to the north of Abbeville, and then into Dodge County, that is what it's looking like right now. So again, this is very broad. It's not tight by any stretch of the imagination. Where I measured it a little while ago, it was 5 miles wide. That's about 4 miles there. And it was right in there that had me a bit concerned because of the way the green kind of got swallowed in by the red values there. I don't think those blue values are legit. I think it could have been possible right in there when we had the bright reds and the bright greens together. But this blue values, which indicate high values, I don't think are true because there is not the type of setup for that to be valid, if that makes sense. Essentially, this isn't the type of atmosphere where we would get a reading like that, so I suspect that is bogus radar data. But back in here, I'm not inclined as much to think so because we get these brighter reds and these brighter greens and then that 1 pixel of blue. That makes a little bit more sense than we did there. So the rotation not as strong as what it once was as it moves towards the Ocmulgee River. Something else quick to point out, we do have more severe weather down to the south. These are severe thunderstorm warnings from Cordele down to Bainbridge. Looks like a little bit of rotation there near Bainbridge. I know that storm had a tornado warning history on it back into the Florida Panhandle. However, I think that storm in particular stays well south of central Georgia. But that's south, like I said. So we will keep an eye on this Wilcox County storm moving into Dodge County. Again, keeping a very close eye on it. The National Weather Service does have the option in these severe thunderstorm warnings to put the tornado possible tags on them, so they see the rotation, they know it's there. They don't think it's tight enough to issue a tornado warning, which I would agree with. at this moment. However, things can change very quickly given the type of atmosphere we have today, the type of shear we have, the fact that we have a change in direction of wind with height, but also a change in speed with wind with height. That is what makes it concerning. In terms of the thunderstorm energy we have across central Georgia today, it's not that impressive. I know you've seen it here on 13 WMAZ before, what we call CAPE values, which is essentially storm food, for lack of a better term. They are not great by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not nothing. What is concerning today and why we have this threat is the shear values that we have. And in the southeast, when we have these shear values, it is notoriously a low-end severe weather day, which is what we have across central Georgia. So if you're just now joining us, we do have a tornado watch in effect for parts of central Georgia. We were talking about this earlier. Here it is. It's not all of central Georgia, so Macon not included in this. Warner Robins and Perry both are. Wilkinson, Twiggs, Johnson, Lawrence, Bleckley, Dodge, Wheeler, Treutlen, Telfair, Wilcox, where we've been watching, down towards Crisp, Dooley, Macon, and Taylor counties here over the next little bit until 9 p.m. tonight for the threat of tornadoes. Now, something I want to point out, let's take a look at the temperatures, because you can see why the threat of severe weather stops where it is. Notice where we have this boundary now from Swainsboro over towards Dublin, down towards Americus, and into Cordele. What the models have been projecting is as this front that's still situated up here slides down to the south, this warm sector gets pulled to the north a little bit and then over like that. In fact, I can show you that here on some of the models. I know I have them on Max 2. Let's jump over to Max 2 really fast. So that's a wind advisory that's in effect until 12 p.m. Monday. But I want to show you this map right in here. So watch this. You see that temperature boundary we were just talking about? As I play this forward, you see how you get that surge there. So at 11 p.m. we're looking at 67 degrees in Dublin. So that's why areas to the east like Twiggs, Wilkinson, Johnson counties are included in that watch, because while it's cool there now, it's expected to warm up a little bit before the front itself comes through. But then once the front itself comes through, it gets cold in central Georgia. 29 is what it's expected to feel like tomorrow morning, warming up only to right around 50. In terms of the feels like temperature, the actual air temperature will be a bit warmer, and then cooling off and feeling like the upper 20s again for Tuesday morning. Now, like I said, a wind advisory is in effect until 12 p.m. Monday. This is for gusty winds across central Georgia. But as of now, our main concern is for severe weather. We have an active severe thunderstorm warning for Dodge, Pulaski, and Wilcox counties until 5 p.m. for the threat of a potential tornado being possible in that area over the next little bit. I hope that looks normal for y'all, because on my screen it does not. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave the radar up there and I'm going to unplug the screen and plug it back in and see if that does the trick. Let's see. And then plug that right back into there. So again, severe thunderstorm warning for Dodge, Pulaski, and Wilcox counties for the threat of a tornado being possible. Again, regardless of whether or not we get a tornado out of this, we could see 60-mile-an-hour winds as it moves towards the northeast at 45 miles an hour. I could draw a track on there. However, I've only ever been getting Eastman on the track, and I think it's just a bit too early to really start, talking seriously about Eastman. But regardless, a lot of lightning in that area right now, some heavy rain. And let's check in on some of the hail size. Yeah, not all that impressive. And that's what I would expect on a day like today. So again, this rotation here is the one that we had been watching near Rochelle and Abbeville. It's still there, still broad. If I put a track on it, it's about 3 miles wide now. So again, not overly tight, but indicative of a storm that's broadly rotating. And we've seen several of these today. We had one in Dodge County earlier that was broadly rotating. And just checking on a few of these storms down here to make sure all is well there. Okay, let me check in here. There's that. So last heard from the Weather Service about 10 minutes ago with this new severe thunderstorm warning. And as I play this back in time, I'm just trying to see the evolution that's happened since we last heard from them. Yeah, so the threat, I think, is going to persist for a bit longer because you can see how the red is essentially pushing the green along. That's usually what we see in a storm like this. I'm just investigating a few other parts. So we've been talking a lot about Rochelle. Let me give an all clear for Rochelle. Another storm is moving in. So I would say the tornado threat is not all that great, but still another storm. So they're continuing the warning now for Dodge, Pulaski, and Wilcox. You just saw that yellow box change on your screen. 60-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail is what the warning is for now. Severe thunderstorm located near Union or 8 miles north of Abbeville. So like we've been talking about, it's north of Abbeville. They did update the forward speed on it now to 50 miles an hour, so moving a bit faster. Let me see if I can potentially draw this into the Chauncey area. So we'll get the most intense part of the storm and go 50. So Eastman, 450, Chauncey about 455, and Jaybird Springs about 459, it looks like. And that is for the threat of damaging winds with this storm. So most of those areas in a severe thunderstorm warning now. I believe Jaybird Springs is in Lawrence County. Let's see if it pops up on the map. I don't see it on the map though, so. If it is in Lawrence County is not included in that warning just yet. But yeah, so here we go. Let's take a look over the past little bit. You can see an uptick in lightning as it came over the Rochelle area and then across the Ocmulgee River now. And again, watching this stuff back in here coming behind it, this is down near Sylvester. That is continuing to move towards the north. Sylvester there, of course, in Worth County. So moving into Turner County here in the next little bit. And then southern Crisp County about to get another round of lightning. Something else I'm noticing with this particular storm is that the lightning probably peaked in intensity, or in quantity, I should say, right around the Rochelle area, right when that rotation was at its tightest. From when it was just north of Rochelle, when I was saying to treat it like a tornado warning, notice how we had all of that lightning right then and there. And then as it moves forward, we still have some lightning, but not as much as there once was. Also, the reflectivity, not the structure that it was right there, right? You had this little inflow notch right here. Again, this was a few minutes ago. This was about 20 minutes ago. You had that inflow right there, and that would have been co-located. Oh, that's right now. Hold on. That would have been co-located with that, right? That makes sense because we're looking at the radar site from Jeffersonville. So this is winds moving toward the radar and then away from the radar like that. So hold on. Let me flip it back over to the reflectivity, and that makes sense with that inflow notch right there. And again, we had all of that lightning right when that happened. So I wouldn't be surprised, maybe if our news team is listening, if we could check in with Wilcox County and see if there's any reports of damage down there, because that, while the rotation was broad, it had all of the features that it needed to have to potentially produce a tornado. And another storm moving into Rochelle now. See some of these heavier values. That is moving in towards Rochelle, but I would say your tornado threat is over. So the severe thunderstorm warning going to continue for the next 20 minutes for Dodge, Pulaski, and Wilcox counties. This is becoming more of a Dodge County storm. I think I'll be able to give an all clear from this storm to Wilcox County in the next 10 minutes. Pulaski County, looking at some moderate rainfall, probably hearing some thunder in the sky. I would say you have the threat for some winds, but not anything that, not at the same level that we're going to be seeing in parts of Dodge County now. So, Pulaski County technically in the warning, but I wouldn't be overly concerned about it is the best way to put it. hopping over to the 13 WMAZ Facebook page now to see if I can answer some questions. So let's see, as I come over to camera 6. So let's take a look across the area. Where we're talking about is well to the south. I've been talking about this one storm because it is the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have had in central Georgia. Elsewhere up and down 75, some light to moderate rainfall is continuing, especially across parts of Baldwin County. You can see there in Milledgeville, we had a pretty good storm come through Macon just a little while ago. We heard thunder here at 13 WMAZ. Down into Warner Robins and Perry as well, some moderate rainfall falling, and then down into Dooley County, and then once you get into Crisp County, that's really where the severe weather threat had begun. And just outside of Crisp, another severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of Sylvester, Turner, Sylvester, the city, Worth County, and you see there Irwin, Tiff, Turner, Worth, until 5:30. But we're focusing on this storm because if you look at the grand scheme of things, right, we've got all of this light rain, Milledgeville, Gray, Jeffersonville, Warner Robins, Perry. That does not have a severe weather threat with it. What we're watching now is in parts of Dodge County, Pulaski County, and Wilcox counties for this storm that looked better over the Rochelle area, but now again still exhibiting signs of broad rotation. So what is broad rotation? That means it's happening over a large area. So that rotation is happening over about 4 miles. Obviously, you don't get tornadoes to form initially at 4 miles. Could they grow to 4 miles? On a huge severe weather day, they could, but not today. So we're going to watch this progress now. And that looks like it is firmly into Dodge County now. So in terms of the tornado threat from this severe thunderstorm warning that has the tornado possible tag on it, from this storm, I'd say we're all clear in Wilcox County. But we're still continuing to watch the storm to the south of Rochelle. Nothing strong, but still some leftover rotation from a storm near Albany that did, what's the right word, pose a tornado, more significant tornado risk that prompted a warning. And I'm just looking down here to the south. Those are the only two areas right now that are jumping out at me. Regardless, it looks like some straight line winds are coming into Eastman right now. So, you know, take that for what you will. Maybe not the best idea to be outside. Also seeing an uptick in lightning right now in parts of northern Dodge County. If you look there just to the north of Eastman, that would be 117 Plainfield, Dubois, I think is how you say it, Yonkers, Bryant, Chester, 126, 257. Moving into Lawrence County towards Dexter, some heavy rain and lightning right now. Towards Caldwell, 117 headed up into Lawrence County. Some straight line winds possible there. And then we're going to continue to watch this for the next 15 minutes or so, and because that is how long the warning goes until. I suspect in the next 5 to 10 minutes they will probably pull it out of Pulaski and Wilcox counties, and this will be purely a Dodge County storm now because the severe weather threat is almost entirely in Dodge County, like I've been saying. So watching this storm, watching the one near Rochelle again. But like I've been saying with this storm, you see all this, what should we call it, transparent lightning that is fading away. That is from when this storm was over this area, but that is moving away, and notice how it's not carrying as much lightning with it. Still seeing some more down into Crisp County that it's expected to head this way, but as of now, that is the severe thunderstorm. Lightning is not a criteria for a severe thunderstorm, so, you know, it's not going to prompt a warning. You're not going to get a warning out of that just from lightning. But like I've been saying, up here in central Georgia, some light to moderate rainfall. Temperatures are in the 60s, and we are not looking at the same type of risk in central Georgia that we have in parts of south central Georgia that prompted the tornado watch to be issued until 9 p.m. tonight for the area. And we're going to continue to watch this through the night tonight. I do think by about 9 to 10 o'clock, once we lose the heating of the day, the shear will become a little bit less prevalent in the atmosphere, and that will begin to calm things down a little bit after sunset, which will be happening here in less than an hour. So getting an update from the Weather Service. Let's see what it is. This is going to be a significant weather advisory for Crisp, Dooley, and Wilcox counties. So the storm here near Cordele and Lake Blackshear, the one that just came over Lake Blackshear, for 40-mile-an-hour winds, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. And then they just corrected the severe thunderstorm warning that's currently active. But I don't know what they corrected on it. 60-mile-an-hour winds, nickel-sized hail, moving northeast at 50, tornado possible. Let's see. Because if I'm not mistaken, that is the same. Yeah. Moving northeast at 50, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and nickel-sized hail. So it says they corrected the severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know if they tried to pull the box back and hit the wrong button or what, but we'll see what that was. Radar indicated nickel-sized hail northeast at 50. Yes, okay. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not losing my mind. That does appear to be the same. So we'll check in with them. Hearing some thunder at 13 WMAZ now. Bet you're hearing some thunder parts of northern Dodge County into Lawrence County in the Eastman area. Also Cordele, parts of Crisp County, just past Lake Blackshear. Again, all the transparent lightning you see here was from the storm when it was over Wilcox County, moving towards Lawrence County now. Probably starting to see some lightning pick up in Lawrence County. Yeah, pretty good storm there just to the east of Dublin. Let's check out the Dublin skycam and see what's going on out there. I'll have to hop over to this computer really fast. You're good in Milledgeville. Let's see here. So let's come over to Dublin. Play on air. Okay, and now let me punch up the skycam. All right. So here we are in Dublin. Let me turn this around now. So we're looking actually kind of in the right direction. So it looks like it has rained there. It's more rain on the way. Here's the storm back out here. No. That is, one second. It's not turning in the right direction. So again, this is downtown Dublin from the Fred Roberts building. So if I'm here looking toward the west. Okay, so I need to be going this way. I just had to get my bearings really fast. Okay, so let's turn back this way. This is looking west, so that's looking towards the Wilcox storm. Turn it a bit more to the north. That's northern Dodge County up there. So there's that, again, downtown Dublin looking toward the north now. You can see a little bit of where the rain starts and stops. The giveaway is kind of the cloud line here. Hold on, I'll point this out. Notice how you can clearly see a line. Oh, you know what? I need to hop on over to, there's some lightning there. I can't grab my arrow for some reason. All right, that's fine. We can come back over here to the screen. See how you can see this line right here? That's a cloud line, and then it kind of fades away right in here, right? It all looks the same here. That is the rain sliding to the north of Dublin right now. And some lightning. We just saw some lightning out there. So, again, this is downtown Dublin from the Fred Roberts building. We were looking right in here, it looks like. Again, that's to the north of the severe thunderstorm warning we have now. Let me check in on some of the velocity values down here again. Again, continuing with some broad rotation, about to cross 117. This is headed towards the Chauncey area. This is not what it was back into Rochelle, but does continue to move towards the northeast at about 50 miles an hour as the radar just reset there. And it does look like it has another inflow notch on it. So let me draw this so you can understand what I'm talking about. We're using the radar site in Jeffersonville up there in Twiggs County. So the green headed that way, right? Let me do it better, like that, and the red coming down like that. toward and away from the radar. So now if I flip this over to, actually it just updated there. So the green a bit like that, the red a bit like that, right? There's that broad rotation. Now if I flip this over to the reflectivity, notice how that is co-located with an inflow notch. Notice how you get that bend in there. That shows the air that's moving into the storm there, and then you get the air that's moving away from the storm, and that's how you get the rotation there. And that is what we have in parts of, this is Dodge County now, parts of south central Dodge County. And it looks like there's some interesting CC values, but nothing to, right in there, that was interesting. Let's see what was going on when that happened. Yeah, could potentially be. We'll see. I don't think that was a debris signature. Again, no tornado warning on this, as the rotation is very broad and has been very broad. We've been watching this since it was back over the Rochelle area, right in there. Got a whole bunch of lightning, and it's just continuing kind of status quo as it moves across southern Dodge County. About to move into southern Lawrence County, towards Wheeler County, and then eventually Treutlen County, as that's moving towards the northeast at 50. So let's put a track on this at 50. So Chauncey about 4:59. The warning set to expire at 5. Soperton would be another hour beyond that. Alamo, I don't think this is headed toward Alamo. I think it goes north of Alamo, but those are the only few cities that are popping up there. So that is what we have. And so kind of running status quo in Dodge County now. I would not be surprised if we saw something to the north of the Rochelle area. There was a quick tightening there. The CC values were not clear on a debris signature. There was not a clear reading of it, right? If I come back down here, I'm gonna have to back that up again. You know, there were some drops, but it's not surrounded by red and pink, so it's not very obvious. But we will see. There. So again, this is southern Dodge County. And again, if you're just now clicking onto us here on Facebook Live, we're not concerned right now about Macon, Warner Robins, Roberta, Irwinton. That's all light rain. You might hear a few rumbles of thunder. I'm concerned about the storms from Cordele up to Unadilla, south of the line from Cochrane to Irwinton to Sandersville as they slide this way. So the severe, technically in a tornado watch in Peach and Houston and Twiggs counties, but I'm not concerned for the tornado threat there right now. It's areas down to the south. Later on tonight, we could get a surge of warm air before the front itself comes through, and as that happens, then we could see some issues in those areas. But as of now, that's not the case. The warning will go, or the watch rather, will go for 4 more hours, and we'll watch to see if anything happens there. Again, that's one model showing that as a solution. That's why the watch is included that far north, but you know, it could not happen. The other thing is that, you know, the models have not handled these storms very well. They should have been coming through mid-morning, which they did. There were some storms that came 8, 9 o'clock in Macon, but they slowed down sliding through central Georgia. They moved into South Carolina, but now we're getting all of this other stuff that is sliding through central Georgia that wasn't necessarily accurately predicted on the models, we'll say. It was there, but not at the severity level that it is now. So again, this severe thunderstorm warning going for the next 5 minutes. Let's see. Okay, so they were changing the location when they corrected the warning. That makes sense. I was just concerned that they had changed a stat that I didn't realize. So, again, we'll see what they do with this storm. I'm looking at, again, it's just enough to keep us on our toes. moving in towards the Chauncey area right now. Nothing tight, about 3 miles wide. And the inflow notch is still there. So that's why it's got the tornado possible tag on it with the severe thunderstorm warning. Now. All right, let me hop over to the 13WMAZ Facebook page and see if I can answer some of your questions. No rain in Danville on 16 now, says Cody. Savannah's saying I have a pond in the backyard again. Flooding in Eastman. Okay, so if you see pictures of flooding, share those with us. Send an email to news@13wmaz.com. You can send them to the 13WMAZ Facebook page. You can send them to me here on Facebook. Raining in East Dublin now. Yep, it sure does look like it is raining in East Dublin. We were just looking at the Dublin skycam just a minute ago. Here, I can punch that back up. And that's going to say Macon. Hold on. So there's Dublin. This is from the Fred Roberts building in downtown, looking toward, I believe, that would be to the northeast-ish. Okay, Facebook. Imagine the Eastman Walmart parking lot looks like a lake right about now. If you do see anything like that, again, send it to us. Christy asking, what about Eastman? Well, what about it? Let's take a look at the radar. In a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Probably seeing a lot of heavy rain and lightning, but watching areas south of Eastman near Milan, I think is how you say it here, for some rotation. We'll see what happens with that. Tammy saying she's in Wilcox, haven't heard of damage yet. That's good news. Reed Timmer is passing through Macon right now. Looks like he's headed towards Chauncey. Well, tell him I said hi. Jason saying it's raining in Dublin. Mandy asking, what about Dublin? Thunder and lightning in Hawkinsville. What about Jones County? All right, so Dublin, storm now, not severe. I don't think it'll be severe. Technically, the tornado watch continues until 9 p.m. As you move up towards Jones County, some lighter rain. No severe weather threat there as of now, not included in the watch. Will we get thunder snow? Asked Brandon. No, I don't think we will get snow. Pam saying it's a lake now. Where is that, Pam? Raining hard in Cadwell. She's talking about the Walmart in Eastman. Dark in Abbeville, behind the old school in Wilcox. Will, are you talking about flooding or damage? It'd be good to know. Mandy's asking, what about, we just talked about Dublin, Washington County, same thing. Looking at some light rain. As of now, no severe weather threat in Washington County. Gordon, same thing as Washington as in Wilkinson, some light rain right now, maybe a rumble of thunder every once in a while, but not an active severe weather threat. Again, Washington County, another question about that. All clear in Washington County. What about Peach County? Technically in the watch until 9 p.m., but I think you're just looking at some light rain through the rest of the day. April asking, what about rents? Well, what about it? Let's go look at rents. So, I know it's on here somewhere. Hold on one second. Just heard a beep. Okay. So rents, pretty good storm rolling in now. There we go, some lightning strikes, some heavy rain. That is all sliding to the northeast as of now. So the severe thunderstorm warning has expired. I'll stay on here for just a bit longer, see if they reissue it, which is a possibility. Because I don't think they're going to let that rotation just sit there without at least something on it. They could throw a special weather statement on it. But again, actually that looks a little bit more concerning than it did. And again, it fits the structure of the storm. That's why I'm a little more concerned about it. So you get those greens towards the radar in Jeffersonville right in there. You get the reds like that. And then again, if I come back over to reflectivity, it kind of lines up with what was an inflow notch. See right in there. But in that last scan, it's not really there. So maybe we'll get a new velocity scan here in just a second, and that'll look a bit different. So let's drill it back down in here and see. That's base velocity. That's a little interesting right there. There's a little drop in the CC there as well. That could be some hail though. Yeah. Something, it's something to watch, definitely. But again, the severe thunderstorm warning has expired for this particular storm. So again, I'm going to stick on digital here for just a bit while longer while we get this squared away. And then if they don't reissue the warning, then we'll hop off. Of course, if anything changes, we'll hop back on here on Facebook Live. Let's see, raining in Dublin, about 5 miles from Rents, Cochrane, Bleckley. I don't think we've talked about that yet. Some light rain, might see another storm before all is said and done tonight. Montezuma, some light rain, not concerned about Montezuma. Lights flickering. Ashley, where are the lights flickering? Deborah asking, what about Trutland? All these storms headed toward Trutland County. We'll be watching Trutland through the night tonight. Tornado watch there until 9 p.m. About Vienna. We've been talking about Vienna. Just on the other side of the storms now. So I think your severe weather threat is beginning to end in Vienna. Talked a lot about Washington County already. We're not concerned really about Washington County. Not included in the tornado watch. Pretty good thunderstorm rolling through there. And that is that. Why no warning on the storm that had rotation in it? Well, just because you have rotation doesn't mean you get a tornado. It means the environment is conducive for a tornado. So that's why there wasn't a warning. It never got tight enough for the National Weather Service to issue a warning. Temperature has dropped for 65 years. Okay. Is Forsyth GA okay? You are A-okay in Forsyth. Raining good in East Dublin, raining in Abbeville. Alana saying because the tornado did not touch down. Yep, we didn't have a sign of that. Erica, did you see damage from Rochelle? If so, send us a message. Expired for whom? The severe thunderstorm warning expired for Dodge and Lawrence County. What about Danville, Telfair? Let's first talk about Danville, which is in Twiggs here in Wilkinson. All good in Danville, I think. I think we're all good in Danville tonight. East Dublin, the tornado warning is either spotted or radar warned. Yep, that is the case. Hawkinsville, I think the last of the rain moving through Hawkinsville, or the last of the heavy rain moving through Hawkinsville now. And that is going to be that. All right, so I'm going to hop out of the comments here really fast, and I'm going to flip over to our messages to see if we have any pictures that I can look at and see what has happened in the area, because I've been in this room all day. I haven't been out there looking around. So let me hop over here. Come on over into the messages. So it looks like for our news team, it might be a good idea to ask around about Rochelle, because I do think it's reasonable that we had something down there. Is it over in Wilcox? Not quite. Got one more storm to go, and then it'll be mostly over in Wilcox. Heather sending us a picture, Southwest Bainbridge on Highway 97. Thank you for sending that. And I think that's it from the 13 page. So we'll investigate Rochelle. We'll see if any damage has been reported there. And that is that. So it looks like we are 5 minutes past the warning now, and it does not look like it has been reissued. So I'm going to take a break here on digital, get stuff ready for 13 WMAZ News at 6. That will be on at 6 o'clock tonight. Be sure to tune in for that. We'll have the latest on the weather. The big cool down that is coming tonight. When you walk out the door tomorrow morning, you might feel like the 20s. Yes, 2-0. We'll be talking about that and a whole lot more. But for now, I'm going to sign off of Facebook Live. If conditions warrant, we'll come back on here. And, of course, if we get a tornado warning, we'll be on 13 WMAZ. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching.